Hello and welcome back to The Broken Doll. And who am I with? I'm with my last big, beautiful baby Dimples from the Horsman Company 1924. So anyways, I love these big girls. They're gorgeous. Oh, this is my third one. And we're going to talk about her. We're going to bring all three of them up on another video. But this is about her today and changing her clothes. And I got the other girls sitting down here. So there will be another video regarding these big babies, and we'll talk about them again. I'll do a refresher video for those that are new to my channel and those that are just still interested in hearing about them again. But anyways, beautiful, beautiful. She's dressed in her Christmas dress, leotards, and this nice little sweater outfit that I found at this is all thrift store find, everything thrift store. And it's something what you can find at those stores. I try not to go right now because I got enough. Well, I say that, and then I bought some, not too long ago again. I keep saying it in one breath, but in the other breath I go, oh, I gotta have you. So is it really that you had enough? You say it because it feels good to say, and then you take it back because you know it's not enough. It's a funny place to be in. So you say it just to make yourself feel good. Then you say the other to make yourself feel good too. So it's just a feel good thing. That's how I look at it. So no, it's never enough. Because you always find something more. But she's gorgeous in this Christmas plaid dress and everything. A little bit like a tartan, Scottish tartan or there. So anyways, I love that look for Christmas anyways. But anyways, here we go. It's a beautiful winter dress. All the same, it's got the red and green, which to me kind of gives a Christmas look. But I like it for winter as well. This sweater here the sweater set is made by Cradle Knit. Size 0 to 9 months, and she's really close to I think they wear between the 6 and 9 months, depending who makes it and how big that 9 months is and how small it can be. You can squish her into a 9 months as well. 6 months, I've never gotten her into anything smaller unless only if it was something really like 3 to 6 months, if it was really made big. So, but anyways, yeah, it was a complete set with the booties, the sweater, and the hat. I love those. I never knew this before. Someone told me they're called matinee sets. I never knew that. But anyways, yeah, it is time to get her. It comes with a little underwear, like the diaper cover as well, the plaid diaper cover. Beautiful stuff. Yeah, there we go. I was just talking to my son and I said, can you believe it? We're in the last week of August. To me, that's almost like the mark of, I hate to say it, but summer's almost gone. We still got some left. We're not out of it yet, but we know what we're heading towards. I already see it in the trees. It feels a little different, and whatnot too, but yeah. Now, she is on a swivel. She does not have what we call the swing legs. She's a swivel hip doll. So we'll talk more about that with the dolls later, but that's what she is. They made different varieties of these dolls, of this one doll, and I don't know about others they did, maybe so, but this one here, they're big girls. They made them with a variety of, but she does have like the froggy shaped legs, not like the straight toddler where she's going to walk. But she's up for restoration as well. All three will go at the same time. I'd like to get them done coming up here. Another set of dolls that should be getting done, but I don't think it's going to happen till after Christmas. But, oh, she's a big girl. She is huge. She's another 26, 27-inch baby here. So, very nice size. And, yeah. These undershirts were sold by Walmart back quite a few years ago. Not too far, but you could get them in like a nice light green and a pink and a beige. And I've got all three colors, and I just love them for the big dolls too. But anyways, we're going to put her into a nice yellow dress while we still got some summer here. We're going to get her dressed up in a nice vintage, antique type dress. Let me get my glasses back on. I took them off. I don't know why, because I can't live without them. Not for these little buttons. They torture me. There we go. Now, I don't know if this dress is going to fit her. We're going to hope it does. Here we go. If it doesn't, I'll have to go back out and search for a bigger one. Well, so far, so good. There we go. I want color on these dolls. I just don't want white. I want some color on them. Now, I didn't have a slip to put underneath this, but this dress is a little bit more solid, where the other ones are a little bit more see-through. So we do have that going for us. And being that it's summer, she does have her undershirt on underneath. So that's what I thought about. I know I put undershirts on these dolls. Now this is made in the Philippines, and it says infants. Huh. I don't have a size. No size at all. Okay, that's okay. I guess we'll just go with it. So this might be more like a 1950s, 60s dress, but it has still that nice look to it, you know, that we can still say it looks to her time period, you know, what babies might have been wearing back in the 20s. There we go. Oh my goodness, she's gorgeous in this dress. Look at that. Oh, isn't that beautiful on her? I just love the look. I should have been putting this on her way long ago. Oh my goodness. These are beautiful dresses on her. I just love the dress. Oh, wow. Look at her. She's just, isn't that a beautiful dress on her? We'll come up close on the bodice of the dress. Let's take a look at that. Isn't that nice? Oh my goodness. I think they call that pin tucking in here with embroidery. I've been told I think that's what it's called. They say it might be French pin tucking or something like that, but it might be a better name for it. Let's go to the bottom of the dress too. Take a look. Look at the scallop, how scalloped it is, and the embroidery on it. Just beautiful. I love these dresses. There's just something, oh, whew, I just love it. There we go. I have to give my little, whoop, because it's just beautiful. And she's a gorgeous baby. Look at those beautiful cheeks. Now this is oxidized. The paint has oxidized. And when paint gets old, that's what it does. Oil paint can do that. I think it's oil paint. Have never tested her. I'm going to say it's oil right now until I know differently. But I know that paint can oxidize, and it gets this really hard red, which doesn't look too nice because a baby's cheeks, sure, we call those teething cheeks when they get those really red cheeks, but which is probably what's happening at her age as well. But we like to make those cheeks softer. So when she gets restored, her cheeks will be a softer red and won't be looking so red. I think someone's added something. That could be another thing. Maybe it's not so much oxidized as maybe somebody added some paint on top, and this is the color they got. I think it's just a little bit too hard, too much. But she is up for restoration. But she is still adorable regardless. You know, I just love her. And she's a beautiful doll. If you can ever get your hands on these big, beautiful babies. Now, they're getting harder to find. But every now and again, I see them on there. And not for... When I say not too bad of a price, depending on condition, everything's about condition when it comes to anything in life. From selling a car to a house to whatever you're going to buy in life, conditions, especially if it's used, somebody's used it, you know, you're always going, what's the condition? And the same when it comes down to just even a simple doll. These dolls, it's all about what's its condition. I buy them on purpose like this so I can restore them. That's my fun, I call. And seeing them come from this to something more beautiful than what they were when I received them. She does have a crack up in her head up here where Paige is starting at the back of her head here. We got a little bit of a slice in here that's going on. But it's not doing anything. It's not going anywhere. If all my dolls, I think she's in the better condition than most of my other two. She's in the better condition, and but I'm still going to restore her regardless. She does have some cracking. I'm coming down to, what I'm thinking is she is acrylic. All my dolls, I think, have been repainted. It was the new paint that came out and people repainted their dolls, you know, and sometimes even old stock that they were trying to sell because vinyls were starting to come out, and to get that old stuff, but that old stock to be gone, they painted it in acrylic. Not always. She has the old tin eyes. All three of them do. They have the old tin eyes, which tells me she comes back to that 1920s. When tin was being used in the eye, in the eyes there like that, in the eyes. And when you see the tin eyes, you go right away. You have to say to yourself, okay, this is a 1920 doll. She's legit. You know, it's when they start putting the plastic into the eyes, then you start saying, okay, she's old stock. What's happened to this girl? And my other two as well. They were repainted. and they were just, I want to get my doll painted. You got to remember, back in that time, you could go to a toy shop and in the back they were painting. They had a person back there painting and doing stuff to old toys and reviving them with the new paint, and people loved it. And you could get that done to you could have that done to your whatever you had that you want to bring in, and toy minded, and they would paint it for you and fix it back up again and give it a new life. You just didn't go out and buy new all the time. You hand down things. Things were hand-me-down. And I lived in that world just as well as getting a lot of hand-me-downs. A lot of my dolls were hand-me-downs. Many of my dolls were hand-me-downs. My mom might have bought me in my life about 3 dolls in my whole life. And my dad bought me one when I was in my late teens. And that's really about it. And I did fine. I was fine with that because I got a lot of lovely dolls given to me. In my family, I would have been the second granddaughter on my mother's side to be born. And I had aunts that were older than me. And so what happens was, if my first cousin didn't want it or they weren't interested, then I got it next. I'd be the one to get the dolls next. And I got many dolls given to me that way too. They were shared among the family, hand-me-downs were shared all the way around, but I got a lot of hand-me-down dolls from my cousin, my aunt. I had an aunt that was a few years older than me, and I've got an uncle that's a year younger than me. My mom and my grandmother were both having babies at the same time, which was not unheard of in those days, and even today you hear of that happening off and on. But so I received a lot of her hand-me-downs. I talked about my Aunt Judy's doll. She was born in 1959. I'm 1961. So you can see and her brother, my uncle, was born in 1962. It was hard for him to understand that my mother was his sister because he was a little boy and she was a full-grown woman at the time. So up in her late 20s. So lots of years that went in between, So over 20-something years. Well, no, it would have been only about, my mother was born 1941 and he was born 1962, 63, so it's only about maybe early 20s my mother was. So there you go, well, when he was born, that is. So when he became aware that he had a sister that was married and had children, it was hard for him to understand that. So we're looking, by then he's about 6, 7 years old. But yeah, these are wonderful dolls if you can get your hands on them. And, I love these dolls. So times were different back then, and today, times are different today. And we take these dolls now and we love them up and we give them what they need. And oh, she needs that yellow dress on her, doesn't she? Now, I did pull a bonnet out for her to give her that extra cuteness now that we've seen her beautiful big head. She's got that big, beautiful head. Why I think I gravitate towards these types of dolls is that she reminds me of when I was a baby. I have pictures of myself when I was a baby, and it just kind of, there's some looks, not totally, but some, I think a lot of people can say that when it comes to these to dolls. They see themselves in it maybe as a baby too, and that's why they associate more with it. They go, oh, that looked like me when I was a child. So that's probably maybe some reasons why, or they just like it for other reasons as well. But I do gravitate towards these dolls because I do see myself in the baby Dimples. I do see myself in her. And maybe sometimes I'll pull out a baby picture of myself and you'll say, oh, I can see where you can say, where you say that, You can see the looks, Not in everything, but just to some degree. But anyways, thank you for joining me. Thank you for dropping by and having an ear to listen to me here. And I hope you're having a great weekend. And you don't have to work, and you're sitting back and relaxing and just taking in the moment. And if the moment is me within it, thank you for letting me come in for a little bit into your life. And thank you for subscribing, and thank you for supporting my channel. That's very important to me. And we'll be talking to you again really soon because I'm going to bring all 3 girls up right now. Bye-bye.